So the Miami Times, what was very surprising and very interesting was just the strategy that was deployed in order to move the needle for social equality for Black people. When I read those stories, you could just see them teaming up with other institutions, other people, civic-minded leaders in that community to solve a problem. Mr. Henry Reeves, he was on the board of the Children's Hospital. Garth Reeves was on the board of the state's first integrated bank. I mean, these were people who, they were in the wealthy elite, and they put themselves, they used their platform and put themselves in positions to help the community, the masses of people who did not have that type of economic, resources. And so I was just very surprised to see the network of how that newspaper used its power and its voice to advocate for Black people in Miami at every facet of life, be it education, police brutality, any of that. So I was very impressed by that. As far as disappointments go, I was not disappointed at all in the paper. The paper just was incredibly, had an incredible ability to transition as it related to technology or staff, just to maintain itself. What I was probably disappointed in was, after reading the stories, to see all of the tactics that were put in place to undermine Black Miami's efforts to be socially, to have social equality and social justice, and to see what the local governments were doing to prevent their citizens from living out their true American, the rights and privileges afforded to them as Americans in this country. But the paper never disappointed. And again, I told you, I was surprised to see all of the names of people who came through Miami and stayed in the Elizabeth Hotel and learned about all those types of institutions that existed in Miami. Black Miami has a history and a culture that it should be very proud of. And I hope this book helps to illuminate people to just some of it. The archives there in South Florida, the Black Archives Research Center down there in Miami, they've got lots of information, and their founder and director, Dorothy Fields, did a lot of research about Miami, and I used a lot of her research in my book. And so hopefully through the Miami Book Fair and just learning more about this book, that people would be able to find a resource that they can tap into to learn more about their own histories in their own communities.